While developing the ongoing research program Conflictual Deglobalization and Selective Re-globalization, a bipolar projection scenario, I added, back in 2013, a parallel initiative aimed at identifying what kind of rearmament among democratic alliances could meet the dual requirements of deterrence and civil economic development. This second project failed to attract interest among the researchers in my think tank, particularly the younger ones, both European and American, at the start of their academic careers, concerned about being perceived as militaristic in environments dominated by a demilitarized cultural mindset. A few months ago, British colleagues wrote to me, "We're there. Deterrence is now seen as legitimate and an urgent subject of analysis, not as a depressive cost, but as a tool for development." That mission has since mobilized the entire research group in economic and financial geopolitics, which I coordinate. The research focus is on how to transform security spending into an expansive investment for the civil economy. History offers multiple examples, the most significant being the transfer of military investments into civilian innovation in the United States during the early Cold War. Today, however, a technological revolution is underway that calls for a new theoretical framework. I proposed a precursor model based on one requirement and one empirical observation. A. It is essential to avoid a wartime economy within democracies, as it leads to impoverishment. B. The potential cognitive superiority of democracies stems from an expansive interaction between technology, capital, and freedom, where freedom itself acts as the multiplicative factor, innovative variety. In authoritarian regimes, this factor is absent, which depresses the effectiveness of even substantial capital and technological capacity. See my Il Nuovo Progresso, Angeli. The stimulus within the military domain, particularly in procurement, is to seek instruments of superiority by increasingly interacting with the civilian industry, essentially stimulating science fiction with rapid, albeit diluted, spillovers into the civilian market. In this way, rearmament aimed at deterrence, a realistic tool for keeping warfare below the macrokinetic threshold, shifts from being a cost to becoming a systemic investment. This approach is already partially known and practiced. For example, the Pentagon's financial agency DARPA, NATO's new $1 billion startup fund, the highly innovative British defense program, and the observation of Ukraine's defense and attack systems based on minimal cost and maximum effectiveness. Yet I sense that more is needed, specifically, a broader integration between the military industry, the civilian sector, and investment finance. Sociological data indicate that, although growing, public consensus in many democracies remains insufficient to support this industrial and financial evolution. However, data on investor participation show a rising level of support. The dual doctrine of civil-military interaction is steadily consolidating. In summary, the trend is present, but a stronger multiplier is needed, a new object of research. Let's search for it.